Welcome to the Rhythm Cafe, folks, here on the mighty Loading Ready Run Video Entertainment Network. My name is Ian Horner, and joining me once again, as well, hopefully always, but we'll see how that goes, it's our friend in the sky.
I will live forever, Ian.
Yes!
As will Rhythm Cafe.
Yeah.
As will you. We made a pact.
Yes!
You can't say potentially, or I hope. You know it to be true.
It's true. The amulet is glowing. We really need to not anger it like that. Oh, yes. Welcome to the eternal, the eternal rhythmic adventure that is Rhythm Cafe on a Tuesday that's actually a Sunday, playing a game today called Friday Night Funk. I'm surprised I hadn't heard of this game earlier. When did you become aware of Friday Night Funk, Heather?
When I was looking through the spreadsheet about 2 months ago and decided that I didn't want to play it.
Okay.
That's not that it's a bad game. I decided I didn't want to play it. So then, like, you were like, I'm gonna play this game. I was like, oh, cool.
Oh, that's great.
Solved.
Because I don't know how I stumbled upon it. I think a video showed up before I even saw it on the spreadsheet. And I was thinking to myself, this is much like that old Parappa-style music video for call and response that I, Ian Horner, personally enjoy in a rhythm game. So glad we get to be on the appropriate sides of the screen for this one.
It was, yeah, I don't recall who suggested it. I think it might have been a couple of people, but yeah.
Yeah, but so thank you for those who did, and thank you for whoever pushed it into my face on Twitter. And yeah, it's a former and I guess still current itch.io game, but also just recently had a Kickstarter, which was ridiculously funded in a ridiculously quick manner. So
well,
nice,
that's good.
And good on them. And there are in fact a lot of mods there are mods. I don't know how many is a lot or how many there are, but there are some. However, we're not necessarily going to get to those today. We're going to find out how much of this game is going to get into our eyes at one time. And I just need to make sure to...
I see. You're not certain of how long this game will take.
Exactly. I'm assuming it's going to take somewhere close to 2 hours, depending on my abilities and my completionistness. But we'll see what
I hope
actually
it
happens.
can fill the 2 hours.
Me too.
I can't remember. I looked at it. I did try it out, so I've kind of played like the first couple of levels, but I can't recall how many are actually in the game.
I think there's 7 weeks, but yeah. You know what? We're all going to find this out together. This is uncharted territory.
And 7 weeks of Rhythm Cafe is 14 hours.
Dang, that's gonna be a lot. That's gonna be a lot of gameplay.
Yeah,
I hope
it's still shorter than our current leader of 2 games in 1, which I'm not sure gets to count.
Yeah, that one's gonna be we'll have to cut that one in half. I think specifically for fairness' sake.
Yeah, agree.
That said, we got free play, we got a donation button, and we got story mode. So we're gonna play the story mode. Because unfortunately, this is not Donation Cafe. Easy, normal, or hard. We'll go normal to start with. And
it's always good to check out normal first to find out what game developers think normal is.
Okay, so it looks like week 7 hasn't made its way to the wider world just yet, but we might not get there yet. So let's start in the tutorial. Liking the typography here so far. Now, unfortunately, there are no controller support, which makes me a little sad.
Yeah, I think that is one of the reasons why I personally was just like, But as a game, it's got a very cute art style. And this specific sequence actually makes me think of that Rhythm Heaven game with the dancers in front of the car, the hip hoppers or whatever they are.
Yes,
rappers maybe.
Into You.
Yeah.
I definitely get that vibe. Actually, there was a mod of this that I did see. Oh boy. Or they'd recreated the golf game from Rhythm Heaven.
Oh.
And they'd done it without
That's so cool.
without having anything on the screen either, like the up and down arrows. So it played like a Rhythm Heaven level as well.
Oh wow.
Well, there we go. We've tutorialized. Let's try a hard tutorial. See if that changes things.
Yeah. See what hard is like.
Yeah. But yeah, loving the aesthetics of this game too.
Left, right,
Sick.
Yeah, I think what happens with this game is there's like the bar at the bottom is you are actually fighting a second person who's doing the call that you're doing the response to.
Nice. Yeah, I think that was exactly the same as the,
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm not sure.
No, that's...
The hard tutorial was maybe showing off what hard is like, but maybe it did right there at the end.
Well, I guess we'll start with week 1 on normal, and then see what hard is like.
3, 2, 1, go!
The character design on this is just on point. Ooh. Oh, apparently there's a lore in the game that's not in the game yet.
I could see it. It does have that feel. This might be one of those games where it's we play it this week and then we have to bring it back as stuff develops just to see changes.
Agreed. I've got thoughts here in a second.
It's okay. You don't feel the need to speak while you're trying to play the rhythm game. You know that is the rule.
2, 1.
Oh god. I shouldn't have adjusted the volume before this level. There we go. God, this is very Tofu Beats-esque. Ah, missed the last one. The freeze frame on the face. Ah!
Ian keeps thinking he's done.
I do.
And then the game keeps coming at him.
Uh-oh.
Hey, Dale. Yeah, Ian is playing the young-haired blue-haired boy. Not young-haired. I don't know where that come from. Probably, I would say, very cheeky, young chap.
He definitely has a lot of shit coming out of one side of the face. Oh no.
We each had hair when we met.
Oh!
Ian had hair when I met him, but I always assumed that was like an eon ago.
Ah! I mean, it was a while. Okay, that seems like a much better balance of the music.
It's a hard thing with us separated. Usually, if someone's busy trying to not die in the game, somebody else can handle the audio.
Alright, you can tell what time of the day is going on here too, by the way, because I just realized that I've been using my phone as a coaster this whole time. You can see the ring there, hopefully.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Oh.
No, that's not what phones are for.
The phone is very cool now. So my thoughts that I wanted to articulate was that this music is great so far. This is exactly the kind of, I guess you could say, lyrical music that I want out of a rhythm game that most games these days are giving me, throwing techno or whatnot at me. And just some classic, funk is really, really enjoyable.
3, 2,
What's this? What's this then? The spooky month?
Oh, this is spooky month. It's the time of the spooks. As you can see, the spook friends are here.
Put a mic in your eye.
I do enjoy that they are sharing a microphone.
I think I'm winning.
Currently, yes. Maybe.
We haven't hit a failure
Unless this
state.
is one of those games where you have to pummel the other side completely to submission. Yeah? Like, I don't know if this is one of those games where as long as you're over the 50% line, you're fine. Or...
Yeah, we haven't seen what a fail state looks like yet, and I'm not excited to, but...
I think it's too early for us to do a failure state on purpose.
Yes, because we only ever do that on purpose.
I mean, that's what picking hard mode is.
Okay, now I'm not gonna get tricked. Song starts immediately.
3, 2, 1, go.
I mean, at least because it's a call and response game, you're not getting the notes first
Yeah.
immediately.
Unless it becomes the last level and I start doing it that way.
Oh, that is a point. I'm here for Skelly and Pumpkin. New ship. I know nothing about this game's lore, so I can make up anything I want.
Whew. I mean, clearly we're just at the least populous Halloween party there is. Nope.
I mean, if we're part of the band, that's part of our fault then.
So it's just two guys and a... Ow.
Oh look, you also have joined the Halloween spirit.
Huh. Yeah. Is retry or? It's just retry, I guess. Cool.
I mean, given where the or flashing might be, I'm not sure I want to know.
Mm-hmm. Retry or balls. Well, I haven't been able to select the balls option yet, but maybe that's when we go back into ping pong.
I mean, if we want to play ping pong and slap some balls around, I'm not opposed.
With a street capybara.
Ah, yes. Street capybara will live on forever.
That's right. That's who we got the amulet from. Ooh. This is okay. It's again one of those Dance Revolution things where there's a pattern that I'm just not quite walking into yet. But that's okay. We'll get there.
I mean that happens with a lot of rhythm games. It's a thing of you have to get used to the motions.
Mm-hmm.
It's all trial and error. We'll get there.
It's too many notes. There we go.
All right, made it through though.
Okay, so that's good. I consider that a success. Because we didn't get locked out. Okay. Good job, Spooky Month, us there.
So is this arrows only, or are you able to like WASD or anything like that?
It looks like, oh, I can totally WAS, yeah. Let's try that.
Because two-handed play, if you can get that down, might be easier.
I've got it. I've got my fingers on.
I am not happy with the trigger discipline of our co-rapper, especially since he keeps pointing that in our direction.
Yeah, the constant sweeping is not good. Love the train effects, though.
Yeah, the wishing of her hair is good.
Okay, we've escaped from the ball dimension.
3, 2, 1, go!
I'm impressed with our rivals' vocal range.
This is the kind of game, because it's the arrow system, I would like to see how well it plays with a DDR pad.
It's something I could not easily hook up, but without too much effort. Maybe something for a future episode when we're both able to be in the same room and breathing heavily.
Yes. So, like, I don't know, Christmas.
Yeah, Christmas 2023. It sounds like an adult, like a parental advisory warning version of KK Slider, and I love it.
3, 2, 1, go!
What is he? Hey kids, you want to hear KK Slider say fuck? I can't. But he will say something similar.
I mean, given the way his speech patterns go, it won't quite sound like that anyway, even if you do get him to do it.
Exactly. But you'll know what he means. Oh. Metric Furlong noticing the amen break. I mean, what this does need to do is sample that one Japanese album that was in English that almost every Sega game from the 2000s sampled. Gotta remember that down is on the left. Down is before up.
You always got to get down to get up.
But which is what makes that song so confusing. You gotta get up to get down.
Oh, I thought you were talking about got to get down on Friday.
Oh!
Because on Friday you do got to get down so you can get up on Saturday.
Saturday comes after.
And then Sunday's just kind of like this middle month.
We've been missing
A whole
these.
month. Sunday is a whole month. It's just kind of in the middle.
Well, I mean, that's what happens when you have your Sundays in a row. We've been missing out on the tracks here behind me. I was gonna swap over. Oh, there we go. Bopibo. Fresh. Dad Battle.
Dad Battle is an excellent name for anything.
Spookies in South. Pico, Philly, and Blamed. And those. Satin dolls.
Oh, hey, backup dancers.
Yeah.
I could get more into this if this had more backup dancing things. Okay, now I need a mod where the backup dancers are Owen Dawn.
Dang, games where we sing together are the best.
Yeah, actually, I think I do like it more without the space between the call and response. The I missed faces are pretty good.
I'm really enjoying the things happening on a big limo too right now. Street surfing. I want whoever's doing the music for this to do as many games as possible before they're taken away as a straight up game composer for a larger studio.
Let's see.
Oh. Go ahead, sorry.
According to the Friday Night Funkipedia, the music is produced by Kawaii Sprite.
3, 2, 1,
Interesting.
2 tracks were contributed by Bassett Films.
I will have to look them up. Oh, that felt bad to drop!
Well, you'll be happy to note there is some bad Bandcamp links associated with them.
Oh, good.
They also produce the sounds and character vocals.
Nice.
Not for everything, but for a good majority of it from the looks of things.
I liked the last one. That second song was some of the best rhythm gaming fun I have had. I would play high so many times. All right. Sorry. I've now been near. I've just noticed the names of the characters too. We have Daddy Dearest up in the upper right there, or just above me, I guess. Spooky Month, Pico, and Mummy Must Murder, which is pretty hardcore.
But yeah, I figured you'd get there eventually.
I'm guessing it's Christmas time. Cocoa Eggnog?
Cocoa, Eggnog, Winter Horrorland. That seems very Christmassy,
Yep.
mostly.
3, 2,
This is very Christmassy.
Actually, given the setup and like some of the lore stuff I'm seeing, this is actually starting to feel a lot more like poppin' music.
Oh no. I have no problem with that.
I'm glad your outfit also changes for this.
I hope
It's good to see that the player character also gets a little bit into the holiday spirit.
Yeah.
I do need these characters to have better gun discipline, though.
Yes, every one of them. Funky! Is that Hatsune Miku up in the upper right-hand corner there?
I think it might be. I think there's a few other characters that I recognize from other things as
Nosferatu,
well.
Griffin McElroy, I think.
It's hard to tell with some of the arrows in the way is the real problem I'm having.
Like, that's
I think
clearly...
Meat Boy's there too.
I was just gonna say that's clearly Super Meat Boy right above Dad.
And it's like there's a dog and a boy together, and I like to think that they're from that Rocky and Bullwinkle short. the two that would go back in time.
And Mr. Sherman and Peabody.
Yeah, there we go. I don't think that's who they are, but I'd like them to be.
Headcanons are allowed.
I mean, it's generally all I run off of.
I mean, if there's one thing Gundam has taught me, they're only good for self-defense, but they work. Eagle Tim. Yeah!
Wow.
3, 2, 1, go!
Did not expect.
Weird. Christmas is, well, I mean, this is the Winter Horrorland one, isn't it? Yep.
Let me help you take it off. Feasting with your friends, the perfect way to end all these lonely holidays. La la la. You can take a piece of your ring.
Yeah. Now this song is done by Bassett Films. Just
Okay.
so you're aware.
Snowman smiling with your teeth.
300 years dungeon.
Cutting a thousand slices to make you till golden brown. Some you with spices. Serve two friends around. Separate you from your eyes to girlfriend inside out. Burn her fingernails. Soak your hands in freezing water. Watching as the skin gets softened. See a bone in progress, no. Drop the below. You take a piece of your rabies. Set your mind. And take a piece of your head. And find the world inside. Cutting a thousand slices, make you till golden brown. Fill you with spices. Serve two friends around. Turn the heat on high and we'll reduce your blood. For a real boyfriend with brandy and fun.
I
Well, if there was
was
ever a case for wanting a Japanese track or something, for me that is it, because wow, I did. This is why I don't listen to English music.
Yeah, that was a little upsetting.
That was really weird. I never want to do that one again.
No, I will avoid that particular song. In fact, that entire week 5, mostly dead. Eggnog, not so bad.
No, eggnog was okay, but wow, I had some unexpected feelings today that I did not like, and I don't want to revisit.
No, we will definitely be avoiding that one in the future, and wow.
Okay, I'm back into it again.
A new fair maiden has come in search of true love. A serenade between gentlemen shall decide where her beautiful heart shall reside.
Beep boop bop. Beep beep boop bop bop bop.
Good game!
Robot.
3, 2, 1, go!
This is so good! was so nice. Not bad for an ugly worm. But this time I'll rip your nuts off right after your girlfriend finishes. Righto!
Oh, wow, okay.
That was
Feeling a little pulling back again on this.
content warning!
3, 2, 1, play.
That's as much a warning against the content. Ooh.
I do like the countdown and then the word date showing up, given the theming.
Yeah.
Like, that's cute.
At least no one's waving a gun at us anymore.
I'm afraid of what they might end up waving at us, though.
Well, let's be glad for the for the low resolution pixels then.
All I'm saying is that there have been a couple different people in chat who keep saying content warning for song 3 of this stage.
Oh.
And after what happened with the last stage, I'm a little wary. Let's see. That should be
Next song.
the first song was called Senpai. This one should be Roses. So the third song should be called Thorns. From the wiki that I'm looking at. There's also week 7 tracks, which I know we don't have a week 7, so I think we just have an older build or something.
Let's see if I can track those down. Possibly during the break. Oh.
Like, I know Newgrounds is a place of weirdness sometimes, but
I'm willing to check it out there to see if it exists. Exclusive to Newgrounds. Okay, so we'll probably have to go there.
okay.
Cool.
Uh-huh.
What? Oh. Okay.
Alright, revenge plot. That's weird. Uh-huh. Okay, so it's a little horror-esque. But it's not what I was afraid of. At least not yet.
That's as bad as it gets, Techie Man.
Okay.
Appreciate all you in the chat looking out for us. And each other.
Also, the Newgrounds version has another song in week 2, but it has the Lemon guy in it if you want to skip that. That's good to know. I'm not fond of Lemon Man.
I don't have as much of a problem with Lemon Man himself. It's just his song was very unpleasant.
Yeah, I'll admit, it's definitely more of a mixture of the two, but I don't visually find him fun to look at.
Fair.
Week 7 has a school shooting joke, FYI. Nice! This game is full of all kinds of things that make me question it.
There's a lot to like about this game, and there's a lot to really question about this game. Huh.
Like, you know, the weird blue balls joke on the retry screen was kind of iffy already, especially since it doesn't really need to be there. And I do think it's weird to have a retry and not like a cancel out button option, because that means you can't change your difficulty at all. So from a technical perspective, I'm not happy about that.
Yeah.
But we are not playing in what seems like a full build either, so I don't I don't know if maybe that's been fixed.
I have
The being able to pull out, I doubt that blue balls thing has been changed.
I have a feeling that that's just part of the game's attitude. It's got a real Conquer vibe to it. Let's be edgy. I would like to, I've still got a couple seconds here, try these tracks again on hard just to see what the heck happens.
3, 2, 1, go!
That still
So-
feels good.
I actually have a question for Ian, because I keep seeing people in the chat mention Newgrounds
2, 1,
as an aesthetic, as a thing, but as far as I understood it, because I've never been to Newgrounds, was that it was just a website with a bunch of Flash games on it.
Yes, but the Flash game creating community, I guess you could say, was very much tuned into that sort of something awful pre 4chan aesthetic.
Ah.
Like, it seems to be that, yeah, Happy Tree Friends definitely was part of that aesthetic there, Dark Morphord. Oops, and there we go.
Ah. Well, that would definitely have never been a place I would go or will go. Then Happy Tree Friends is the most disgusting thing I've ever seen, and I don't appreciate that kind of humor. I get that there are people who do, but it's really not my jam.
Oh no, that absolutely is not everyone's jam, and I don't think that's I think that's exactly why people are saying here that Newgrounds was definitely an aesthetic at the time. And this was back in the days before we had itch and sort of an indie community. Like, Newgrounds was, I think, the indie community. Where you'd see things
Yeah,
like
I know certain websites end up getting specific vibes, and communities end up with certain aesthetics and such, but I'm not familiar with the Newgrounds one at all.
oh yeah, no, that's-
And from the talk of it, I don't really want to be.
and honestly, from the talk of it, it's probably not a surprise that you weren't. It's not the sort of thing you would have been attracted to at the time.
Yeah.
Which is exactly fair. That's why we have so many different options of entertainment. Not everybody has to like the same things.
Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna put a content warning on our description of this episode of Rhythm Cafe, though.
That is fully fair, because there's this is not.
At least for Lemon Man,
Well, I think also because of the fact that,
song is quite.
if nothing else, this is not representative of our oeuvre, right?
No.
This is definitely it's a shocker to us. It'll be a shocker to others. I think free play. What does that do? Oh, good. We can just play any song. We don't have to go through them all.
Oh, that's not so bad.
Perfect. I am going to try high one more time on hard. Whoops.
Yeah, I was a fun thing.
That was the one I failed on. Exit the menu. Because I want to harden that one again.
Like, it just, I'm reminded of, there was a Rhythm Cafe where we played a game, like, back in Delta, that was like a dungeon crawler, specific kind of puzzle thing that was voice acted, and we turned the voices off specifically to just do the voice acting ourselves because we had fun with that. And we turned off that game so hard the instance they did a date rape joke,
Yeah.
which felt really weird because the mechanics of it were I remember quite enjoying, although it was also a little grindy for our show.
And we have standards and we have lines. And this game really came close to crossing them. Which is what's upsetting because it's so...
There's a lot to really like about what they've got going on.
Mechanically, I'd say mostly aesthetically, but especially musically, I am in love with this game. Like, this section right here is some of the best gaming I've played, period. Just that counterplay of melody and harmony in the middle of a rhythm game, in the middle of a good song, is just, that feels good.
Yeah.
I want more of that in my games.
And I want to point out, because it's being talked about in the chat as like, oh, but it didn't actually cross the boundary despite it being, so it's a sign of quality. It didn't cross boundaries for Ian. It has actually crossed some boundaries for me. So, personally, this is not a game I was never probably going to pursue this game in the first place because I tried some of it and I was like, yeah, it's all right. It's not my jam. But I definitely don't want to pursue it now.
Oh, and
That's
when
not to say we're not going to play more of it on Rhythm Cafe or anything like that, but...
And to make
you
it very clear then, in what I'm saying here, when I say cross the line for us on the show, I mean it crosses the line of one of us says, we're going to shut this down now. And then the other one says, yes, let's shut it down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because we live in that place. Hey, speaking of shutting things down...
It's a break time.
Yes, this seems like a good time for us to take a short break. So we are going to do that, and then we'll be back with more Rhythm Cafe in just a few minutes. Don't go away. Where's my mouse? Where's my mouse? Go to commercial.
Hopefully you're good now. I was gonna remind you to maybe check the thing, but then I figured, nah, that's fine. It'll be fine.
Let's try this one more time. Welcome back to Rhythm Cafe here on the mighty Loading Ready Run Video Entertainment Network. My name is Ian Horner, and joining me as always is Heather up in the clouds.
Yo.
Ah, yes, we knew you were there because you were saying the words, and we've extracted all of the value we can out of the Friday Night Funkin', so I think what we're going to do here now is we're going to jump over to a game we have not extracted all 100% of value out of, and that is Rhythm Fighter.
Oh, Rhythm Fighter.
I honestly don't feel like I got enough out of this. There are daily challenges too. Wait a minute, there's daily challenges.
Yeah.
I feel like that's something that we're now just going to take part in.
It's a good place to start, I think. Yeah, so we played this game originally a few weeks ago. Well, actually, probably a few months ago, given the Tycho follow through.
Right.
But we did We quite enjoyed this one. Though I'm sure we gotta remember how to play it.
Yep, I'm suddenly learning again. Pick up things
And
on the beat.
since we played it, because I remember when we were playing and I was like, oh man, I wish this game was on the Switch. And it's on the Switch now. So at some point I'll probably end up picking that up.
It's a game worth playing more of. Yeah. Zone it up. Okay, there we go. Finally got the, 4, 2, 3, 1, 2, oh god! Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. I feel like I'm picking up on this. Once again, finally.
Yeah, I mean this was a game that was about exploring rooms, getting upgrades, so that you could get to that final boss area and hopefully win. Mm-hmm. And it had like we're gonna have to try and remember how to teleport, because teleporting was a thing that let us go back to the area so we could go check out the other rooms on the map. That in case we missed anything.
I've already discovered something new.
Oh.
When you're on bosses like this, you can actually give double punches to them. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Yeah, you can't do boom, 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 but you can do a boom, boom. Boom, boom. So we've been, we haven't been maxing our damage, Heather.
Well, but Rhythm Cafe is always about being good enough and not
True.
maximizing. Although I suppose from time to time we could put a special on the menu and we could do a little mid-maxing. Get a maximum bang for your buck. It's not out of the question, of course.
This needs to be a special. Ah.
Oh, right. There's also, if I recall, like, secret exits
Yep.
that you had to get into before the timer ran out? Or was that just defeating the stage before the timer ran out?
I think there were two different types.
Yeah.
Okay, so the speed zone's closed.
We didn't change the stream info, did we?
I'm pretty sure I did, but let me hit the done button and see what happens. Well, we've changed it again, if that's any indication, if that's any help.
Category, the title didn't look... it's okay, I've got it.
Ah, yes, thank you. Right.
That's like one of the few things I can actually do remotely for you.
I appreciate it. Close enough to perfect. Okay, so we got the cards. Pick one card.
Oh yes, the whole trading card thingy. I guess they're just powers, really. 10
perfects in a row. Heck yeah. Ooh. Each perfect attack will generate a sphere of energy. You may store up to 3 spheres at a time. Use your tactical item to throw the spheres at enemies. Hmm.
If like just there's only one person in the chat who's mentioned that it says play it forward, betrayal at Krondor. And while you could refresh and get rid of that, you could just consider this a continuation of that, a very special mid-episode.
Yep.
In between.
Oh. 2 spaces in both directions? Nah. I'm not gonna Goku. However, this Mew Mew, super good. All right, let us leave this place because our speed timer has run out. It keeps telling me I'm perfect and I don't believe it. Once you reach the barricade...
Well, that's called imposter syndrome, Ian, and we all have it.
Okay, attack 2 times and then roll. And 3 rolls should do the trick. So 2 attack roll, 2 attack roll, 2 attack roll, I think.
I mean, we have that card now, so we can always look it up if we need to. Also, I'm gonna point out that the mic is just slightly in shot.
Oh, thank you. That's problematic. There we go. That's how we... No! Let me shop, damn it! Okay, 1 forward. Up. Can I not shop there? That's because, yeah, that's the next square is where the shops are.
Yeah, that's not a store.
Ooh, no, that's not gonna happen.
In the background. Ian would like to go inside of the store in the background.
Please?
It looks like it has some kind of sweet.
Oh, definitely need food more than anything else right now. You know what? I'm gonna buy these crackers too.
Yeah. Because we're doing the daily challenge, right? So it's like survival is very important.
Exactly.
It's like doing a Hades run, right? Like sometimes you gotta take the healing item and not the really cool boon.
Whew, got the button mash in time. Heather, you talk like everyone knows what Hades is about.
I mean, based on the internet, I feel like everyone must.
Well, good.
I've also played the heck out of it, so...
I have 0 interest in it, unfortunately.
That is fine. I definitely don't think it's an everybody game. Although it is interestingly that it's like, if depending on what things you don't like about roguelikes, this is better for getting past some of those things.
It's kind of, for me, it's actually, there's something that just doesn't jive with me about the Supergiant aesthetic.
Ah, well, I mean, that would be hard to overcome for you, yeah. Yes. The thing I quite like about it is that it's a roguelike where like you can improve things in between runs that are permanent, which is nice, and I do prefer my roguelikes to have some sort of progression in that sense.
Yeah.
But it's part of the story. It's part of the story that if you fail an escape, more story keeps coming. And the fact that you do escape and still end up going back and more story unfolds because of that made me more interested in continuing the runs than I think anything else probably would have.
That's kind of cool. Space drunk.
But I have basically defeated everything possible in that game, so I kind of just I'm done. I know this won't mean anything to you, but I beat it on 32 heat, and there's no point in beating it on anything higher than that. There's no fun statue if I beat it on anything higher than that.
Yeah, that's so what do the numbers mean? Because I did see you say something like that, and people were impressed.
So, after you escape, well, maybe you don't have to, but at least I'd already escaped like 5 times before the Pact of Punishment showed up, which is a thing that gets added to the exit that you're gonna leave to go and do the run through the rooms on, and it's essentially Hades is very angry at you, and now you can take this Pact of Punishment, and it's like a difficulty modifier.
Okay.
Each thing you add is considered a heat, and so you get to decide what things you want to turn on to make it harder.
Oh,
do you have to hit your enemies once before you can start taking out their health? Do you want to give them more health points? Do you want to make 20% more enemies show up? Do you want to make it so that you can't heal as often, or your healing stuff is not worth as much?
There's a lot of options there, then.
So, yeah, there's a lot of customability of, like, what kinds of difficulty do you want to do. I skipped certain ones. Like, there's one that was, I tried it once, because there was a thing for escaping using at least all of these at one point, that adds a timer to a region. So you have to clear the region within a certain amount of time. And I didn't turn that on after I did it the first time, because I found that too stressful.
Good call.
But I didn't have to turn that on in order to, like, get up to the really high heat and do the thing. There's, like, another one that I really like that anytime you're given the option for a boon, you usually get 3 choices. There's a heat that you can take the choices away, so it'll show you what your choices were, but across the mountain you can only take, like, 1 or 2 options depending on how many times you apply that.
Not bad.
So, yeah. And I mean, the game encourages you to try and run on different heats because you get more rewards that allow you to unlock certain things or do whatever. But the game also has essentially relationship charts as well. Like, people have heart meters, and every time you give them nectar or ambrosia, the heart meter will go up and your relationship with them gets better.
Cool.
And I've done all of that. I think there's literally one thing I haven't done is I haven't escaped with one hidden aspect of a weapon, but in order to unlock that to happen, I need an RNG thing to happen, I think, and I can't seem to get it to happen.
And because
But
random difficult.
within a month, I played like 90 hours of that game.
So what you're saying
After,
is,
you know, people had stopped talking about it as much. And then I didn't tell anyone I was playing it until I'd at least finished the entire story so that no one would tell me shit about it.
oh
No!
no! We have no more revivals.
Oh wait, we don't have any revives. Oh.
Well, boo. I don't think we were getting the daily challenge then.
Ah, well.
Oh, right, we have so many characters.
So many menus to remember.
And lots of activation abilities. Can we afford this? We cannot afford anything right now.
But yeah, it was one of those games I really enjoyed. A lot of people seem to like. I don't think everyone's gonna like. And I liked it so much I didn't tell anybody about it.
Yeah, sticking with the rabbit.
I did try turning on every single heat option, but that also means you can't heal at all and you can't do a lot of stuff, and that was really impossible. I died in 3 rooms.
That seems difficult then.
I'm not sure it's meant to be done that way or not. I don't care about doing it that way, but I did want to try it at least once.
You got it, right? Otherwise, how will you know?
It's the same thing with rhythm games, right? It's like, I will play a lot of it on normal first because I want to learn how to play the rhythm game, but I want to see what they mean by hard or extreme or whatever thing that they mean. And if I can especially, like, I'll even do that with, what is it, like Fire Emblem or those XCOM kind of games where it's like you can put it on something incredibly difficult that really is kind of meant for more experienced players. And as long as I can do that in a separate save file, I'll generally give it a shot.
Definitely worth, playing around with the what's
I
available.
just want to see what the computer will do.
Because otherwise, how will you know? Yeah.
And sometimes when you try one of those things and you're like really good at it, just like, holy shit, I'm really good at this thing that I never expected.
Can't get out that way.
I mean, that part doesn't happen that often when I put games on like insanity modes, but you know, it could. One day I might find out I'm a really good savant on something.
Hamburger! That was a good run. Ooh, breaker beeper. Beeper.
You got any games going on in your like offline time?
Let me see what I've got going on. I mean, number one game that's going to be happening when I get home is rebuilding a ZFS array because of some bad data on there. But that's... What am I playing, though? I mean, I'm still loving Yakuza Like a Dragon, but I play that as a stream. I occasionally try to get some work in under Assetto Corsa. But yeah, no, Heather, I don't have time to play for fun when you're making meals and you have a day job and then you have and then you go stream video games for your second job.
Yeah, it's fair.
House to clean, groceries to buy.
It's almost like we weren't meant to do all of these things.
Yeah, but here we are. Did I go? They haven't gone this way yet.
Can I tell you about the other game I started playing?
Absolutely.
Alright, so it's a port of a Wii U game. So it's very old, so I'm sure you've heard about it at this point. Super Mario 3D World. I haven't gotten to the Bowser's Fury part yet, because I never played the first part, and I'm not particularly fond of the 3D world platforming in Mario, so generally I don't play them, but I wanted to see the Bowser's Fury one, and I was like, well, I haven't played the other part, so I should play that. Do you know that there's a level where I can kill a Goomba and use its face to sneak amongst other Goombas? And if I crouch down, I can waddle around like a Goomba?
I think I saw the results of that on your on something that you opened up a room where the Goombas were having a party.
Yeah. And then I took their faces. And then I stomped around with other Goombas. It was very cute and horrifying at the same time because I tried not to think too hard about what I had done. But also the Goombas, there's like an ice level where the Goombas run are like in like the Karibo shoe kind of thing, but they're in a skate, and you can take their skate from them, and just it's very hard to control. I'm very not good at it. I lose the skate almost immediately, so I don't think it's as good as Karibo shoe, but you know.
It's nice to have Karibo involved still.
Yeah, I like some of the references they're making, but there's also a part of me that when I hear the sounds that have definitely been in previous Mario games, my brain gets literally angry because it does not feel that this is the right game that is supposed to have some of the sound effects that it is having.
Kind of love that, yeah.
I also really enjoyed. I get to pick the character I want to play, so I've been doing my entire run as Princess Peach,
Rad.
and so everything she takes over turns pink, and I had a square box cannon on my head with a skull on the side, and I was just going around blasting things in a dress and with a cannon head, and like this. You know, if I could get an RPG that worked like this would be perfect.
Love that.
Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, the game still has all the problems of the things that I don't like about the kind of platforming in the 3D stuff, but that's fine.
Actually, this is a good point. Now that we've got a chance to chat with each other about this very fact, how do you feel about Judgment getting a sequel?
Well, I haven't played Judgment yet, but if it's as good as I'm hoping the first one is, then I'm okay with it getting a sequel.
Okay.
I bought the game with the intention of playing it, but I do that with a lot of games, especially Judgment particularly. I ended up buying because I traded in a game and I needed something
Right.
to
To fill up
spend that
the,
money on, and Judgment was there, and I was like, well, I do think that it would be cool to play a Yakuza type game, but one that is more about a lawyer.
Yeah, and not about.
And yeah, and I knew I wasn't likely to play it anytime soon, which is why I lent it to you.
I appreciate that.
So at some point, I'm a little disappointed from what I understand that the first one has no karaoke, so we can't put it on Rhythm Cafe. So I think they need to fix that in the sequel, at least.
I hope that they would, but I don't think they are. Again, Kimurotaki, too expensive to pay for getting the singing game. But that's okay, because Yakuza 6 has some amazing karaoke sequences.
Oh, it's good. Have we done that one yet? I don't think we have.
No, it's been a
have we?
long time since we've done a rhythm games and other games segment.
Right, the mini rhythm games, rhythm mini games and other games or something. That should be maybe like one of the first things we do when we get back into the office together.
Agreed. Let's see here. The other one I'm trying to get through, and it's taking time because it's long, is Super Robot Wars V, right? And Super Robot Wars is an interesting one because it's a tactics game, like a Final Fantasy Tactics type thing. But
Okay.
it's composed of characters from basically every Super Robot show you can think of. And generally they'll tell an original or original-ish story. And in this case, it's an original-ish story because it starts off being just the story of Space Battleship Yamato, and you've got all your favorite friends from Yamato are there, with the Yamato itself and the captain and the Cosmo Dragoons. They're fighter jets, and then very quickly they meet up with the people from Gundam because apparently Gundam and Yamato happened in the same worlds, just at different times in that world.
Oh, well, yeah, I'm for that.
Yeah, so they take a lot of fun in mushing the worlds together. And I think not this one, but the most recent one that they put out, T, has the characters from Ray Earth, and I think also Escaflowne in it. And for the first time, Cowboy Bebop. But
What?
yeah,
What? This sounds great. And it's a tactics game?
yeah.
That all sounds great.
It's all tactics and then a bunch of visual novel stuff in between.
I think more games should have visual novel things in between their gameplay.
It's a great way of putting plot forward.
Dalroot is asking if it's in English.
Yes, there were the three most recent Space Super Robot Wars games were released in English. But you need to buy, and this is the mistake I made. You need to buy the Hong Kong / Southeast Asia or otherwise international release. The Japanese version does not have the English translation. Every other version has the English translation.
So this was Super Robot Wars V?
T. V is the one I'm playing right now. T was the one that I think I was trying to buy and is available on Switch. And T is the one with Escaflowne, Harlock, and Ray Earth.
Ah, okay. So, do they just go through the alphabet when they make these games?
No.
Did they start at A?
They've had Alpha, there's a lot of them, Heather. There's a lot of Super Robot Wars games.
I mean, yeah, I get that. That's why I'm asking if there's been, because you said T and V, and there was like a W in one of your sentences, and
Yeah.
I just want to, did they just start in the second half of the alphabet?
Yeah, I honestly don't know.
Oh, I see. Yeah, T released in the Japanese and the Asian market, but because the Asian markets generally have the English stuff on theirs.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I ended up buying.
If it's a Switch game, it's very easy. If like for one, you can go generally buy a physical release, but it's also decently easy to make yourself a secondary Nintendo account for another region to access that region's store. I'm not sure how easy it is to add like a credit card or anything in that respect, or if you have to go buy yourself an eShop card or something, because I've never done that. I've just done the Japanese account to get some freebie stuff.
Yeah, and I generally don't buy games from foreign stores. I'll go with the physical option and try to put it in that way.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I've got a couple of physical copies of Switch games because they came out in English and in digital only. So I bought some Asian copies.
Well, that's what I ended up doing, is I ended up buying the PS4 Japanese version of Super Robot Wars W, which I found out upon installing it was not English languaged at all. So then I decided, well, you know what, let's check out W. Because it was easier to find at the time. And I'm kind of finding out that Yeah, Super Robot Wars games might not be for me, just because of how long they are.
Oh, okay. Like, actually, I'll just, I have the internet. Howlongtobeat.com. Super Robot Wars. Let's go with, you said you were playing V?
W.
Let's see.
Or yeah,
W.
V, sorry, V. Why do I keep saying W? Because it's a duplicate V.
Let's see. It's got main stories being about 36 and a half hours, main and extra 57 and a half, and completionist is 79 and a half.
They're not short games.
Yeah, no, it's not short. What's the, what would you say is like a good game length for you personally?
It depends on the game and how easy it is to get into and how easy to pick up and put down.
Like, because sometimes they're just like, I'm just in the mood for a good, solid 12-hour game.
And like something
Or,
like a
you know,
Yakuza,
sub 30 hours.
like something like a Yakuza game. I could be, you know what, make that game last forever. Just keep putting out content and don't tell me, and just let the game go till the end of time in the same engine. But yeah.
I mean, my understanding is Yakuza games are meant to be more of this thing of, like, they have so many mini games and stuff because they're meant to be that you buy. This is the one game you're buying.
Right. That's been the theory I've been espousing. You're allowed to buy one game a year, so make it a Yakuza game because it contains 18 games. No, I'm gonna keep reviving just because I want to survive, because I want to unlock the dog if we can.
Yeah, that's fair. I've been trying to not buy games as much until like I've finished a few more, but sometimes games come out because I do prefer to buy my stuff physically. Certain games, when they come out, I'm buying them right away just so that I know that I can get them.
Right, and which is an interesting counterpoint to my personal theory on that, which is, as I've mentioned earlier in this stream, I don't find any particular value in being like the first or even within months of consuming something.
Oh, it's not about being the first. It's about I don't want that game to not be findable in a physical format later. Like this happens a lot with like indie games. Like I got, but generally by the time the indie game comes out, I know for sure that I want that, or I've even already played it.
Right.
Like, but those are typically quite limited in their runs. I still haven't played Persona Q, but when that game came out, because I know Atlas games notoriously will get bought up and not, and sometimes be incredibly hard to find later and expensive to get later, I bought that one right away.
Yeah.
And it's never a thing of like, I don't have the money to buy that, so I'm buying it, because I don't do that kind of thing anymore. That was a very 16-year-old Heather.
Yeah. I've also never been a physical media collector either, and multiple moves have kind of cured me of that particular compulsion.
Fair.
Yeah, I mean, I totally get why people do it, and I understand it can be nice to have a big collection on the wall, but it's just not for me. Which is why I've been incredibly happy that Sega's been willing to put the Yakuza games on PC, because it's nice to know that A, if it's on Steam, so that it's there, I can always just re-download it if I ever want to play it. But also B, that if Steam ever goes away, there are a bunch of completionists and archivists out there which will have archived a cracked copy that I can have
That's true.
forever.
Yeah, like I've read the things where some people are like, oh well, my entire collection would have gone away if I didn't have like the digital version because thing happened.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's true. But at the same time, entire digital stores go down, or if it didn't get archived, like nothing lasts forever, no matter what format it's in. And there's pros and cons to either one, and I don't really care who chooses what.
No.
But
You do you.
it's the way I like to do things. I've tried to go the digital route, and in a lot of ways, I just end up not happy about it.
Everyone has their own personal tastes, desires, restrictions, etc.
I will say I do typically end up buying an indie game digitally and then again physically, because their physical releases happen generally much later if they do.
Oh
And
yeah.
they're probably the only ones I don't feel bad about doing that with and buying like several copies, because I'm like they're generally cheaper in the first place, and if it's a game where I'm like, nope, this game was so good I'm buying it physically, I'm pretty happy to give them some extra money in their pockets.
Oh yeah. I mean, especially for indie games, which, you know, the dollar amount definitely is going closer to the creators' pockets. And especially when they do, as you say, when they do physical releases, their physical releases will generally have some artifacts with them, or just are interesting in a way. Mm-hmm. But I've now lived long enough to realize that I don't trust any company to let me have the things that I want all the time.
And you probably shouldn't.
Yeah.
I am trying to be a little bit more digital about things like books, though. Because I do find that while I enjoy like holding a book, that for some reason doesn't bother me on a digital level.
Interesting.
Also, the digital lets me generally do a like find and search word thing, which is really useful for a lot of the kinds of books that
Right.
that like things, looking up things and trying to find stuff that you remember seeing.
Yeah.
And I just remember college, we didn't have any like places inside the labs to store our stuff, and some of our teachers expected us to bring a bunch of the books from other classes.
Oh.
And so I'd have like 7 books, and I was just like so at the end of my rope at that point, where it was just like, I would gladly buy these books a second time if I could find digital copies of them. What the heck is this? I mean,
Yeah.
it would have been fine if all I had to take to class was books and not like an entire sewing kit and all of my project work in garment bags and everything all at the same time.
Textbooks are one of those things where it does make sense for it to be digital, just in terms of how much affordance digital has for, as you say, searching, for clipping, for copying and pasting, and all the interesting and useful things that digital aspects can do. The trouble is that it also makes it very easy to sell, and until we live in a world where textbook makers and publishers start selling things in a reasonable level, we just need to reform education, I think, is what needs to happen more than anything else. And until that happens, I don't really trust the textbook manufacturers to use digital properly.
It's kind of the problem with a lot of stuff, right? It's not necessarily like there's one change you just make to like the thing that actually has the problem. It's generally like 6 changes in a completely different line in the chain, and then because you changed something over there, you got like a bunch of other changes you have to make for your cascading effects.
Yep. Almost like crossplay. It's like, yes, it is extremely easy to do. There just happen to be a bunch of other things connected to it that might make things a little bit more difficult than you think. No, we're not getting that hamburger now.
No, that's okay. We probably didn't need it.
No, you're probably right.
No, I'm looking at your life bar. Negate that last comment.
Cool, we won. Oh, good, we got the pea shooter. I enjoy that game. Or that...
I mean, do you? Do you enjoy...
Yeah.
What is it, Plants vs. Zombies?
Oh, is that where it's from?
I assumed that was what you were referring to.
Oh, no, the weapon, the pea shooter here that we've got. If that's from Plants vs. Zombies, then...
I don't know if it actually is meant to reference that. That's just more of the connection I make with it.
Okay.
Plants vs. Zombies was an excellent mobile game when it first came out.
It had a music video that made me want to never look at it again.
I've never played the tactical shooter game, but those aren't typically my kind of style of game either, so...
We're out of revivals. Cool.
Sorry, Map Board Game says they think that textbook publishers would produce self-destructing books if they could.
Oh, they absolutely
Yeah, I
would.
agree. Absolutely.
Yeah, except that the thing is, they don't actually need to because of their publishing model of updating them every year. They effectively self-destruct them by saying, here's the new version. Hey, professors, require the new version.
Yeah.
Yeah, what the hell?
I mean, I feel like, given some of the knowledge in my textbooks, I probably would have gone for having a physical and a digital, like, just so that I could alleviate stuff in the classroom, but I do still enjoy the, having multiple books open, spread across the floor, cross-referencing.
Well, that's
There's something weirdly active feeling about doing that.
Well, flipping is one of the affordances of paper that I think is a huge benefit over digital books. Is just that ability to flip through pages and very quickly see what's on the page, or just as a glance, and find your way through books that way.
And then, I mean, then you start getting into the stuff about, like, eye strain and screens and stuff as well. And, I like to read at the end of the night, and I do kind of like to try and get away from, not specifically the screen itself, so much as the fact that if I'm going to be reading off of something like my phone, then potentially a bunch of notifications could go off.
Yeah.
That I don't want to deal with. Like, I actually... because I've been using Beach's older Apple Watch because he got a new one like several months back.
Right.
And I was like, well, I want to try it out. Sure, I'll go with this. But I have converted to my Timex Rush simply because I don't want notifications going on my wrist.
Fair. The reason I actually got the watch was specifically because of notifications on my wrist, but I was in a different situation than you currently are, which is to say I was working for a company that was saying, no, you cannot have your phone open on your desk. Gotta go in your drawer.
Yeah.
And so like, well, okay, fine. I get important notifications from my phone, so I'll have them on a watch, thank you very much.
Yeah, that's very you're looking at your phone, therefore you're reading Facebook or you're not doing work kind of mentality.
Well, and what I told people too is that the watch, it's what I like about the watch is not that it gives me the notifications. It allows me to glance down at the notification and say, and be able to very easily say, is this something I can ignore now, or is this something I need to pay attention to? And if it is something I can ignore, I can just say like, yep, okay, good. I don't need to pull my phone out. I don't need to be no longer present in the moment. I can just, much like glancing down to check the time, remain in with what I'm doing. but still be connected. Folding stool it is.
Random stats.
Gonna go play that game. What? No, you know what? Not even care. Don't care! In fact, Heather, we should probably talk about some of the things we talk about at the end of the show.
Oh, wow. Okay, right. I'm not even watching the time anymore. It's like, yes, conversation with my friend who I only get to see once a week.
Thank you. I was gonna say, because I'm not doing very good in the game. This is highly uninteresting gameplay.
Yes, okay. You are currently watching us on twitch.tv/loadingreadyrun, unless you are watching us later in the future on YouTube. That's at youtube.com/loadingreadylive for this and several other types of VODs that you'll find from our Twitch channel. But if you'd like to find our magic streaming stuff, as well as our other magic content, you can find that over at youtube.com/LRRMTG. But if you go to our other YouTube channel, youtube.com/loadingreadyrun, you'll find several other things, such as checkpoints and whatever we do over there. I can't remember anymore. There was a really cool highlight reel that we put out recently that I think I'm in like 5 clips or something, which might be my highest record in a
It's a
highlight reel.
really
So
good
I
number.
feel particularly funny this last couple weeks. Let's see. You can also, if you, of course, you can sub to us on Twitch or give us bits or just watch and hang out in the chat. All of these are good things. You can also become a member over at youtube.com/loadingreadyrun. That's a paid thing, and doing so allows you to participate in the asking of questions for Askler submissions for the one that will go up in, what month are we in? May, is currently closed. So you'll have to wait until next month in a couple of weeks. But that is what benefit you get there. If you want to just give us money though, for doing the things and not in one of those spaces, you can do that over at patreon.com/loadingreadyrun. I was trying to remember if I'd actually mentioned Patreon yet, or if I just thought about it very heavily.
It's on the mind quite often these days.
Let's see. Speaking of subscribers, go take a look at those.
Yeah, we got a bunch
few
over.
over the course. Are you able to go back and forth?
Oh, absolutely.
All right.
Especially
well, we're
now.
starting with Brave King Max for 37 months. Welcome back.
Are we? Well, if Great Brave King Max is the first, and that means Silent Optimist is who is subscribed for 24 months. Pico saves the day. Thank you so much for that.
Getter 404 for 11 months. Welcome back.
Darkovalord has subscribed for 20 months. Confirmed. Heather is a Highlander.
Oh, it's been a long time since I've watched Highlander. Decapid for 64 months. Funkin makes it feel good.
To be kings, we're the prince and princess of the universe.
You know, the funny thing is, I was never into Highlander. It was a thing my mom was into.
Really?
So I watched Highlander things because of her.
I'm sorry. unless it was a good thing that you enjoyed doing with your mother, in which case...
It was probably pretty neutral.
Well, in which case, we'll thank Doc Leza for their 25 months of subscription. Thank you for those over 2 years.
Chipped in, subscribed for 66 months. Hoot.
It's my new favorite file system, FS_Scott, who's been here for 38 months. Thank you.
Smith Kurosaki for 13 months. Oh, hey, Trixidecaphobia month.
Ooh, good pronunciation. G Dwarf, 85 months. Thank you.
Drazoth for 58 months. Welcome back.
Nightbook1, subscribing for 37 months. Thank you for your support.
Why Dustin has subscribed for 5 months. Sometimes you just gotta ask, why are you Dustin?
And the answer may surprise you. E-Block has dropped us a 501-bit. Thank you with that, Fox.
Philemon for 47 months. Welcome back.
Annex Media is here to annex your media, and they've been doing so for 25 months. Thank you.
And we're ending currently on Suitably Epic for 88 months. Welcome back.
Magnificent. What a
All
perfect.
right.
Great. Let's wrap this up so that we
Awesome.
can send things over to Jace and the Wheeled Warriors.
Yes, we got currently coming up, we'll have Wheeler talking about Hearthstone probably. But before we rush off for Wheeler, Ian, we haven't told people about where they can find you in other places on the internet.
True, Heather. That answer is that you can find me at tilty.house. That's tilty.house. That is a URL you can put in your browser, and that will take you to the webpage. It'll get you links to my Twitter, all the stuff Corey and I do all over the webs. It's all there. tilty.house. Heather, where can people find you, should you wish to be found?
You can find me over at twitter.com/lunarjade, unless you don't want to go to the bad website, which is fine. That's totally okay. Or over at twitch.tv/lunarjade on Mondays for new Pokemon Snap stream times.
Ooh, that's an exciting game I've also heard a lot about.
It's
Enjoy.
very cute.
So enjoy Pokemon Snap Times Monday. Yeah. That's it.
That's everything.
That's a Rhythm Cafe. Thank you so much, Chad, for joining us. Thank you, Heather, for joining me non-corporeally this week. We'll be back next week for, I believe, Demo. But until then, thanks so much for watching. And the cafe is closed.
Bye.
Fly.